Awesome. All right, so we're doing chicken parm and 5 cheese risotto today. So basically what I'm gonna do is start off by, basically what I have is some thin sliced chicken cutlets, just at any grocery store, just chicken breasts. Already thin sliced, so I don't have to worry about it. This is my pan for my risotto. This is what I'm gonna fry my chicken in. Gonna heat up my marinara sauce in here, just already made. So basically what I have is marinara sauce, whatever your favorite kind is. Arborio rice for the risotto. Just whatever your favorite kind of cheese blend is, doesn't matter, whatever's cheapest. A little bit of fresh garlic left over to put in the risotto. Chicken stock, unsalted, because I like to add my own salt. And then just butter I have softening up. And this is just some chicken breader that I like. I'm gonna do a little egg wash mixture with, I'm gonna double bread it between this and egg wash, just back and forth, so that way it gets a nice little coating on it. But yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is start up by heating our oil up. So this is just regular canola oil. No flavor, high smoke point, which is what you want. So we're basically gonna shallow fry these chicken breasts. So you don't need a shit ton of oil, just enough to kind of cover the bottom, and then some, about a 1/4 inch, if you will. We're just gonna kind of let that do its thing while we kind of get set up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these bowls here, and what we're gonna do is make an egg wash real quick. So probably just need about 2 eggs, probably not even that, but that's what we're gonna use. So got 1 egg, 2 egg, and then what we're gonna do is just take a fork, and we're just gonna kind of put a little water in there and just make a quick little egg wash. It's only like 3 chicken cutlets, so we don't need that much. I'm not trying to waste water, you know what I mean? So just make a little egg wash. Just whisk it up till it's nice and kind of consistent. I add a little salt to mine just to kind of keep the flavor going. Now, I don't really like a lot of breading on mine, so I'm just gonna do like a single bread actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So there's that, and then we're just gonna put the seasoning over here. Now this is already seasoned, but it's not like super strong seasoning, so you can kind of add your own if you want. I'm just gonna use the rest of this, there's not much left in there. And just get it out of my pantry. All right. Sorry, I'm not flicking y'all off, it's just... Alright. And now the risotto is probably going to take about, I don't know, 20-25 minutes to make. You can have your stock hot already, you don't have to. There's a bunch of different rules to risotto that people like to abide by, like if you add butter, you can't add cream, and vice versa, and stock has to be hot, and you have to be constantly stirring it, and blah 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 blah. When in reality, man, it's really not that big of a deal. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get these chickens breaded, just so they can kind of have some time to kind of slack up and have that breading stick to it. While this oil's getting warm over here, we don't want it super hot. We just want to kind of let it come up slowly to the temperature that we want, which is like 350, but I mean, we're not really gonna sit there and temp it, so who cares? We just need it to be hot. Shit, did I spill egg on the floor? God damn. Ugh. Cats eat raw egg. Actually, I don't know if that would even hurt them or not, but who knows? Alright, so I like to season my chicken too before I even bread it. Just a little bit. So a little salt, a little pepper. So I know there's already seasoning in this flour right here, but I like my seasoning to be a little bit stronger. So this oil's coming up. Now when you're working with chicken, everybody's so freaked out by it, which I mean, I guess you should be, but as long as you just work clean and consistent, I mean, don't make a mess. You won't have a mess to clean up after, you know? So into the egg, into the breading, kind of use the fork to kind of help you here. We just want to kind of get it nice and coated. Kind of pat it down in there so that way it can kind of, it'll stick, you know, and not just fall off. So we got chicken here, and these are really thin, so these are going to take, you know, barely any time to cook, especially the way we're cooking them in a fry, and like the oil, the shallow fry, we're pretty much surrounding it by the cooking liquid. So all right, so that's one cutlet. Grab the next. Hope y'all can't hear my iPad. I just want to make sure that my sound's working. I've been having some trouble with the GoPro recently and not recording audio for whatever reason, so. All right, so now we got our next cutlet here. Coat it in the flour. Probably need to turn that down actually a little bit. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. I don't want you to hear me twice. Of course, the volume buttons are very, very inconvenient. There we go. Actually, that works better. Okay. Got our second cutlet. Actually, we need to hit it a little bit more up on that spot. And our third. Into the egg. Now, some people will do like panko breadcrumb on their chicken parm, which is fine. I just don't like all that like texture of the panko. It's just a lot, and a lot of times it just falls off of the chicken, or it burns before the chicken cooks, or you know, this and that and the other. So I kind of just like to keep it simple with a simple flour mixture, seasoned flour, some kind of breading, which is egg wash, and that's it. It's just my preference. Sorry, that's the oven preheated. That was loud or not. Oh, that chicken just broke. All right, so that's done. So now we're just gonna kind of let those chill, and we're done with this now. So this, we'll just put down the disposal. This will go in the trash, and then we'll clean up because chicken is gross. And I'll basically just be putting all this in the dishwasher because that's what it's for. But wash it off a little bit. Get all this off my hands. I'm gonna use this soap. That one's almost empty and I forgot to fill it up before stream. So just getting our hands washed here. Get all that flour and crap off. Go over here, don't mix water and oil, God forbid. So I got a little bit of flour on some places, but not too bad. So we're done with that. What we're gonna do is get a wet cloth here and just pick this flour up. Get it off our cutting board, get it off here, and we'll get it down here too. Okay. So now we'll let those chill. Put these over here, let them do their thing while the oil's heating up. So now let's go ahead and get this warming up. I'm gonna start the risotto. So what we'll do to start is just get this a little dry off here. All we have to cut for this dish is the garlic. So you don't have to add garlic, fresh garlic, if you don't want to. I just kind of like it just because it adds a little bit of bite to the risotto, gives a little bit more rounded flavor. So we're just gonna peel the garlic here. Like I said before in my other videos, I like my garlic like sliced. I don't like it super finely minced because, well, I guess depending on the application, but most of the time I just slice it. So I just kind of take the paper off like this, kind of like peeling an onion in a way. It's hard to see it sometimes. I need better lighting in this kitchen too. Like I need to get one of those lights that like you can stick on something, just stick it underneath these cabinets. So we're just gonna do 2 cloves. Throw those back in the fridge. That's getting warm. So what we'll do is slice that up. Some nice little slices, you know. That's kind of what you want it to look like. Hope y'all can see that. But you don't just leave this end, whatever side you're cutting towards, leave that to be the last. So that's what it looks like. So just cut down here. So when you're done, you have the root end left. You can just toss it. And you have the nice slices of garlic left. I have a battery pack in my hood back here charging on this thing right now, so we shouldn't have any issues of losing any kind of battery life or anything, so that's good. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna get some marinara going. It's just classico fire roasted garlic and tomato. I just like a little extra garlicky flavor in my marinara. If you don't, then don't get it. You don't need a lot because we're just putting it on top of the chicken. So I'll just do about half this jar. And then just put that on like a medium heat. Just kind of let that come up slow because we don't need it right away. Put this back in the fridge. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray down my landing zone, which is just a sheet tray that I have wrapped in foil, just so our chicken parm doesn't stick to it. Because what we're gonna do is after we fry it, we're gonna go right here and we're gonna add our hot sauce onto it with our cheese. Same cheese that we're putting in our risotto. And then we're gonna put it in the oven, which I have on 420, giggity. And we're gonna let that kind of brown off and get kind of nice. And actually I might go ahead and turn this up to broil because these chickens are gonna be done by the time they come out. So it's on 500, that's the highest my oven can go. It's gonna get pretty hot in here. But it'll be worth it. So basically what you wanna do for risotto, I'm not gonna heat my stock up. I know there's probably chefs out there and everybody getting pissed at me not having your stock warmed up before you add it to the risotto. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. The risotto comes out the same way for me every time, regardless of what you do. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil there. This pan gets a lot warmer, a lot quicker than most, so this oil's coming up a little faster than I need it to right now. So we're gonna turn it down a little bit and just keep it warm. See how these are nice and slacking up? That's what you want. You want that crust to kind of stick into that chicken. Hope everybody's doing all right. Having a good Monday so far. If you got anybody watching, say what's up in the chat, drop a follow, let me know you're here. If you have any ideas or any kind of food you want to see, let me know. Or comment below when it goes on the YouTube as well. I'm getting a little bit better at this kind of thing. I did figure out how to capture it through my computer now, so that's good. I just don't want to bring my computer down here, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add this garlic in here and just start toasting it off a little bit. And that's really all we need our knife and cutting board for, honestly. But you don't really want to take your eye off your garlic because It could go from amazing to shit in a heartbeat. Sorry. Okay. So we got this going here. Just a little bit of garlic, kind of toasting up, and a little bit of oil. Because we're also going to toast our risotto as well before we start adding our stock and everything to it. So what I like to do is I like to have like a little like plate as just like a utensil holder. Just something to like land on, just like that, you know. So garlic's getting kind of nice and toasty. We don't want to burn it because it will continue to toast when we toast the risotto. So we'll go ahead and add the risotto. I'm not really going to measure it. I never do. I just kind of go with it, and I usually have enough stock to make it work. So I'm just going to basically go just cover the bottom of the pan. So this will kind of stop the cooking of the garlic a little bit. So basically just kind of do a nice little even coating on the bottom of the pan. Like, you know, I'm just cooking for myself, so I don't need that much. This will probably last me a day or 2 days. So if you have a bigger family or more people to cook for, do more. Risotto is one of those things where it's not like regular rice where you have to have a perfect measurement or perfect ratio, 2 to 1, 1.5 to 1, whatever it may be. You add the cooking liquid as you go, so you can pretty much control the cooking of the risotto, control the heat, which is a lot easier to do on a gas stove than electric. But just control the heat, control everything, and just make sure it's all groovy. I'm just gonna double check to make sure my sound is still working. I'm just sorry. I'm just like nervous. All right, we're good. It'd be kind of pointless for y'all just to sit here without me saying anything. So, all right, so this is gonna toast up just a little bit, just to get a little color on it. We're also gonna season it too. Salt. You're gonna see me season a lot with salt and pepper because it's the main foundation to almost everything. And if you don't believe me, then you're wrong. Because at any restaurant you go into, at every single station in that restaurant, in that kitchen, is gonna have a little 9th pan of salt and pepper. Hopefully not mixed together. Some people do that. I don't like mixing mine together because you can't control it. You're generally gonna get more salt than you are pepper, so you're generally gonna end up with something kind of salty. I'm gonna go ahead and open this window here. It's gonna get kind of warm in here. And it's kind of nice out, so. Yeah. So I also have this kind of like, this spice that I like. It's just by McCormick Grill Mates for roasted garlic and herb. I'm supposed to put it on chicken and shit for the grill, but it's got a little heat to it, a little extra garlic. I like to put it in my, just kind of in random stuff too. Like I'll put a little bit in marinara as well, just kind of give it a little extra rounding flavor. You don't have to do that, or you can put whatever spice you like, honestly. All right, so you can see how this risotto is getting kind of like, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's turning like more white, more solid, more opaque. And that's kind of when you're good. And the garlic you can see is nice and toasted and brown. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, make sure you have unsalted. That way you can control the salt, so you're not just biting into a risotto full of salt later because of the chicken stock. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add enough here, and be careful being right by oil. It's kind of hard when you're doing a home cooking, when you first add it. So basically what you wanna do is add just enough to kind of cover the risotto, and then a little bit above that. I'm gonna season again since we just added a bunch of liquid that was unsalted. And that's it. Now you just kind of let this thing go. So you can kind of turn the heat down a little bit. And basically once it comes back up to a boil, you're good to go. That's why people like to keep the stock hot, so you don't have to worry about it kind of bringing down that temperature. But honestly, the stock, this is at room temperature. I didn't pull it right out of the fridge. So this is gonna help a little bit too, but that's it, man. This is risotto. And you're just gonna kind of taste as you go, taste as you go, and then you'll be able to tell the doneness when it's there. I mean, it's literally no more complicated than that. You don't have to sit here and stir it. I'm just kind of doing it just to kind of get everything kind of mixed together. And then we're going to kind of let it just go, do its thing. See, it's already up to a boil again, up to a simmer. That's all we need. How am I doing on my bit right here? I mean, 3,500, 4,000 is not bad for a phone. You know? Just going through the phone. Do I have any viewers or anything? I got 2 people in here. I don't know if it's Graham again. Might be Graham again. I think I count as 1, I guess. If it's you, Graham, say what's up. I don't know if my chat's working or not. If it's not you, Graham, also say what's up and drop a follow. Appreciate it. So this oil's getting warm. I'm just gonna kind of turn it down a little bit because I don't need it right away. I'm gonna get my tongs ready. I mean, I haven't worn an apron in a long time, dude. This feels weird. It's been a while since I've been out of the restaurant industry for a little bit, but it's like riding a bike. So like I said, yeah, I forgot to mention this meal, all in all, the most expensive thing about this meal was buying the risotto, the arborio rice, which cost about, I think it was like $5 at Harris Teeter. The chicken was like $5 for 3 of these cutlets. The marinara was like $3. The oil I had, so I mean, you can feed 2 or 3 people for, you know, 10, 12 bucks. And this stock, I'm probably not gonna use all of it, so I'll have it for something else. And you can just use whatever you have on hand. I don't really have any vegetables or fresh produce right now, so I mean, you could add whatever you want to this risotto. You could add peas, asparagus, whatever you want, man. Broccoli, cauliflower, whatever the fuck you want to do, you can add to it. Whatever you like with your chicken parm. So you can see the liquid's kind of going away a little bit. It's getting thicker. We're cooking that risotto. And what you want to do is kind of let it cook until it's almost gone, then you add more. Let it cook till it's almost gone, then you add more. Rinse and repeat until it's done. I mean, you're just going to taste along the way. It's the only way to really do it. I may have gone live a little too early, but hey. I might do like a live stream or just cleaning my house too. See what people think about that. I bet there's some people that want to watch that shit, dude. So we'll turn this heat down a little bit now that we're up to temp. Yeah, so see how it's almost gone now. So now what we'll do, actually we'll let it go a little bit longer and then we'll add more risotto, more stock to it, I mean. Not more risotto. So you can see the sauce in the back is getting warm. Alright, so now we'll add a little bit more stock. So this is a quart of stock. So we'll see how much we end up with and then we'll be able to know what the measurement was. Because it was about, I'd say about a cup. Maybe a little bit less than a cup of risotto. Maybe probably about half a cup to a cup in between there. So we're looking good, looking good, looking good. See how our chicken's kind of looking like it doesn't even have any breading on it. That's kind of what you want, honestly. You want that flour to kind of lock in there. And we're actually going to drop those pretty soon. because we have to do it one by one in this pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping these here in a second. So I'm gonna move my towel over here. I'm gonna move my landing zone. Let's fit over here. Like that, but then this is kind of eh. So we'll just hold this here for now. This kitchen's tiny, man. It's hard to work with such limited like counter space because my cutting board takes up so much, even vertically. And then, yeah, I got the sink here, and then over there is just like my toaster oven and shit. So it's a very small kitchen. I mean, it works for me, but alright, so we can test our oil here just by dropping a little bit of flour in there. You see how it kind of dissipates like that? That means you're probably pretty hot. It's been going for a little bit. I like to use my hand to kind of feel. So our sauce in the back's getting warm. I'm just gonna turn that down. I hate when tomato sauce boils because it's just like a fucking nuclear bomb. Our risotto's coming along. This is literally it, man. Like, people don't understand how easy. Oh shit! Wow, Ryan. Good God, what are you doing? People don't understand how easy cooking actually is. Like that's why I want to do these streams, because people think like risotto and all this stuff's like super fancy. Which in a way, I mean, you got to know what you're doing. But like, this is literally how easy it is to make at home. All right, so we're gonna try one here. Let's try the big guy first. Yeah, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Wash our hands again here. I don't know what's all over this window, so man, I tried cleaning it, but I guess the people that lived here before me like painted and stuff, so there's like paint fucking everywhere. Alright, so we'll let that chicken go. Hi, kitten. And we're basically just gonna land it right onto our landing zone here. Season it with some salt right when it comes out, like you do all fried foods. And that's it. And you really don't have to worry about like cooking it all the way through. It's such a thin piece of meat that you probably will, but we're still going in the oven and we're putting hot sauce on it to melt the cheese, so it'll cook through by the time you're ready to eat it. I promise. I know people are really scared and nervous about chicken because of salmonella and everything like that, which you should be, but at the same time, as long as you just are smart and use a little bit of common sense, that's all cooking is, you know? So I added a little bit more stock to my risotto. I know you can just tell that it's not done yet. So you can see how this chicken is getting nice and kind of crispy. Chica, you gotta watch out. You're gonna get splashed with some oil. I don't want to hurt you. So you can see how it's crisping up around the edges nicely. That's what we want. Let it go a little bit longer. I want mine to get a little bit browner. That's perfect. Good, we're good on heat too. I mean, what time is it? 4:30? Yeah, I guess I should have gone live a little bit later. But I'm hungry now, so. Because last time I went live, it was like 7 or 8, and I had like 3 or 4 viewers. I don't know how many I have now. Still got 2. Whoever's in here, say something in the chat. Alright, so just watch yourself when you're flipping it. That's why I wanted my cat to get away. But you see how it's nice and brown, nice and crispy. That's what you want. That's why I wore an apron as well, so you don't get oil all over you. Yeah, so this thing's already almost done. When it starts letting out liquid like this, that means the chicken's already almost done. and you're losing some moisture there. So we're just gonna let that brown up a little bit on that side. There we go, it's calming down a little bit. So it was probably there for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. Now we're just gonna kind of let it chill here. Cause yeah, it's already almost done. I can just, you can tell by the firmness of it. Let it go for just a touch longer. About 2 minutes on each side, roughly, maybe less. This is the bigger of the three, so this one will probably need the most time out of all of them. Mainly we're just browning it up. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, landing zone. So 1, season. And numero dos. I know everybody's like, you know, but the oil right there, look, now it's sanitized. Nothing can survive this oil. Like, at all. So now that's chilling. We got one done. Got the next one in. Our risotto's coming. See how it's thickening up. So now we're gonna taste a little bit. I'm just gonna taste on the same spoon because I'm just cooking for myself. So don't worry, freak out about it. Yeah. So we're actually good on salt. About 3/4 of the way doneness on the risotto. Man, my throat is dry. So let that continue. Got our other one in. Get it nice and brown. This one's a little bit thinner. So now what I'm gonna do is start cleaning up a little bit while I have a moment of spare time. So dishwasher is your best friend when it comes to sanitizing stuff. Because yeah, you can wash it with dish soap, but the chances of you sanitizing it are not that good, like a dishwasher can. So I always recommend using a dishwasher if you have one. Obviously don't put pots and pans and that kind of, I mean, some pots and pans can go in there. Don't put your knives in there. You know, just be smart about it. Alrighty. Got another chicken cutlet browning up nicely here. Let it go a little bit longer. I mean, it basically almost cooks on one side. And then it's submerged a little bit, so it's cooking on this side as well. So the flipper. Oh yeah. See, that's what happens when you let that flour and that egg lock onto the chicken. It actually sticks to it. That's how many times have you like fried a piece of chicken and the breading just comes right off of it when you try to flip it or when you bite into it or something, you know? It's just pretty fucking pointless, so. Like I said, man, I'm doing this. Yeah, I have chef experience and knowledge and stuff like that, but seriously, I mean, if you just walk along with this video, watch the VOD, watch the YouTube, you could literally make this. And like I said, you can make it how you want. You don't have to do chicken, you could do pork. You could do even beef, you know, chicken fried steak with a risotto, or you don't have to do chicken parm, you could do something else. You know, you could do Alfredo sauce, you could do a different sauce altogether. You don't have to make it Italian. That's the joy about this shit, is you can make it your own. I'm just kind of giving you the guidelines and a foundation that you may have not had any, you know, otherwise. So, all right, so this chicken's coming along. She's coming along there, copping. She's looking good. I'll flip her one more time to get a little bit crispier on that other side, and then we'll be good. And be really careful here. I mean, you're gonna make a little bit of a mess with the oil. If you have a splatter guard, use it. Just be careful not to burn yourself. You know, it may happen, but just try your best. If it does happen, shit happens. All right, so we're gonna pull this bad boy out and salt it. And with the final one here. And we'll let that go. So now I can get rid of this. Big ass plate. So now I got room for stuff. All right, so the risotto's coming along. It's actually looking good. How we tasting? Nothing better than fucking chicken stock and garlic and rice, man. So we actually might use this whole quart of chicken stock. So it's about a cup of risotto to a quart. That's about right, 4 to 1. All right, I'm actually gonna turn this oil off here because it's already hot enough and it's gonna stay hot enough to cook this chicken. And that way it can start cooling down so I can dispose of it properly. Which will be in the trash can once it's very, very cold. Do not put this down your drain. I'm not gonna save it for anything. It's not worth it. It's just, if you try to use it again, it's just gonna taste burnt. Unless you have a really good filter. If you want to take the time to put it through a coffee filter or something like that. That bottle of canola oil cost $2. So canola oil is made from the rapeseed plant, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. They can't call it rape oil though, for obvious reasons. So so this is all about timing. So this risotto is almost done. My chicken's almost done. My sauce is hot. That's kind of what you want, right? You want it kind of all timed together so that way when everything comes out of the oven it's fresh and hot and you can eat it when it's at its best. Which is why a lot of times a home-cooked meal is a lot better than going out to eat, because in some restaurants, man, I'm not saying any names, but you know, you gotta watch, you know, how long stuff's been sitting. You know, how old it is, how many day old it is. They make it today. Is it fresh? Is it frozen? Is it fried? You know, that kind of stuff. People take shortcuts, man. Trust me. I've been in kitchens where I have not been happy because of this. All right. So this chicken's almost done. Alright, so this guy's done here. So get the rest of that excess oil off, put them in our landing zone. Come over here with some salt, boom, boom. We are done with this. Push it to the side, get it off the heat so that oil can start to cool down so you can get rid of it. Now it's a lot quieter in here. I feel like I'm yelling, so if I am, sorry. I mean, you could even add some of the marinara to the risotto if you wanted, which wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't really want to do that because I like to kind of keep them separate, just as like a kind of a separation of flavors, but it wouldn't be bad. Like you could actually make that like your parm. You know, you could add your marinara in here, all your cheeses, and then put this on a hot plate, and then put your chicken over top with some more sauce and more cheese, and then bake that off all together. So it'd be like a risotto marinara instead of like noodles or something. But I'm just gonna kind of keep it simple. With the risotto. So now you can tell how it's becoming a little more translucent. It's not as like hard looking. It actually looks like it's done almost. So, which it is. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna add butter. You could add cream if you want. You could add cream and butter. I don't give a shit. Rules are for squares. And we're gonna add our cheese. So I'm not gonna add a shit ton of cheese because I don't want to thicken it up too much, but just enough for the flavor. So maybe about, I don't know, a quarter cup. Turn this down to low. And just kind of let it continue to cook a little bit, let it thicken up. Let some of this liquid, residual liquid kind of absorb while it's still on the heat. Oh yeah. Now, if I had like a bunch of like fresh herbs, like parsley or fiend herbs, like parsley, tarragon, that kind of stuff, I would definitely throw some of that in there right now to give it a little bit of color. But I don't have any, I don't think. No, I don't. So, plus, I mean, unless you're cooking with fresh herbs every day, they're kind of inefficient at cost because you're not going to use all of them in one day. The way you have to buy them, you know, in the bunches and stuff. So by the time, you know, you're probably end up throwing them away before you use them. So that's what I'm saying. Just be careful on what you buy. Just to be fancy, you know. So this is already tasting good. It's looking good. It's very simple. You know, cheese, risotto, chicken stock, garlic. You can't beat that. So now we'll go ahead and get our chickens here. Get them sauced up. So I got a little marinara here. Might use a little bit more, might heat up a little bit more. But basically just gonna put this on each chicken breast. And like I said, these are cutlets, so it's a lot easier than a big chunky chicken breast, you know. Most of the time they'll be beaten down, tenderized down. So bam, kind of spread that out. Add as much or as little as you like. Okay. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of chicken stock to it to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And they use that as kind of like a finishing sauce. Alright. So now what we'll do is we'll add our cheese on top. It's funny because chicken parm is mainly mozzarella, but people call it chicken parm. This is just a blend of like a bunch of different cheeses. I think it's mozzarella, white cheddar, smoked provolone, and Asiago. So you can just get whatever kind of blend you like, and you can get parm too if you want, and put it on there. So now we got our chicken. So basically what we're gonna do is just pop this in 500 degrees, same 500 degrees, and that's it. Now we got risotto, nice and delicious. I'm gonna start wiping down my stove a little bit here, get some of this excess oil up. keep a clean space here. Okay. I'm glad I have this battery pack, man. GoPros are weird in the way that they charge. Like, they just are really weird. Yeah. So I'm gonna add a little bit of stock just to kind of loosen it up just a little bit here. Because risotto is supposed to flow on its own, like when you put it on the plate. So it's supposed to kind of flow like that on its own, but still remaining with thickness and texture. So, all right, everything's off. So now what we can do is go for the plate. I don't have fancy plates, so you guys can get over it. But basically what we're gonna do is just kind of lay down some risotto, finish it with our kind of finishing sauce here. And our chicken over top, obviously. And that's about it, man. I mean, that's super simple. This wasn't gonna be a super long stream. I might stream some more Apex later tonight or something. I think I'm the 2 viewers, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm watching it like on the dashboard and on that thing, so didn't get any viewers this time, but you know, that's okay. We'll keep doing this, so we'll stick to it. Stream went well though. I mean, the camera worked well. Maintaining like 3500 to 4000 bit rate on my phone. We could stream through my computer, do a little bit better, but I think this is, I mean, it looks good on my iPad, so I think we're good, man. I think this is good. If we can just get some people in here watching and chatting and stuff, it'll be even better, you know? The risotto is looking delicious. I love risotto, man. I do. And it's just like, you can just do whatever you want to. Like, if it's too thick, add a little liquid and it's fine. Alright, so those aren't going to take long in that oven because it's 500 degrees, so we're basically just melting the cheese and getting a little color on the, I like a little bit of color on my cheese. A little bit of color. I'm glad the sound worked this time, so I'm just glad everything worked. Now we need to chat. And hopefully that will come. I had viewers that one day, but fuck, man. I'm not gonna, I didn't have any sound. So risotto's done. Chicken's done. Sauce done. Cleanup almost done. You can see it's just a couple of dishes. Super simple, man. That's the whole point in this, is just to make it simple, fast. I mean, this is enough risotto to feed 3 people. Or 2 really hungry people. You got 3 pieces of chicken. Or you could cut them in half and have 1.5 each. I mean, for a couple coming home from work, or streamers that just need something to throw together, like in between streams, or you know, whatever. I mean, this is perfect for y'all. And I'm gonna come think of more ideas and, you know, more stuff like that, to where I can hopefully get a little following and people are asking questions and stuff like that, and requesting recipes, and you know, asking how to do things. And that's my goal, is for this to be educational and not just, you know, some guy in his kitchen cooking stuff. Alright, so we're looking good, boy. I'm gonna get a little more color on my cheese, just a little more color, and then we'll be good. basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna put a better risotto down, chicken parm on top, sauce, garnish. If I had any, send it. Simple, delicious food, man. Go ahead and kill the heat on my oven. Yeah, because we don't want to overcook the chicken. It's already really thin. So boom, we got chicken done. Thin out this risotto just a touch more. Ended up using the whole thing of stock, which is fine. And it's good on salt. So basically what we're gonna do is put risotto down. See how it kind of like, it's kind of like flows into its own little melted little spot here. So put risotto down. Seems like a lot, but I'm fucking hungry, and this is for me, so. And then I'm gonna grab a fish spatula. Basically what we're gonna do, go right underneath there. See how the breading actually stuck to the chicken? And I put one on top. And I'm gonna put this other small one on here too, because like I said, I'm hungry. But like I said, this could feed 3 people, 2 people, 1 person, whatever. Put that there. And then we'll take a little bit of our sauce here. Just kind of dot it around, you know. Best thing I learned in restaurants is the more random the better. Don't think about it too much. You know, you just want some sauce. Kind of add to the flavor of the dish, man. And that's it, Bo. That's it. That's the dish, homie. That's the dish. So yeah, obviously, like if you had, you know, some parsley or whatever, you can sprinkle over top of it to make it green and fancy or whatever the fuck you want to do, but honestly, it's all you really need right there. Fork, steak knife for cutting. That's it, guys. That's literally chicken parm with 5 cheese risotto. I mean, I don't know how simple you can get, and if you gave that to anybody, I guarantee you they would sex you up that night. You know what I mean? So it's 2020. You can do whatever you want with whoever you want. But yeah, man. And cleanup's easy. It's just cleaning up this pot, putting the rest of risotto in a Tupperware, cleaning that, putting this in a Tupperware, throwing the foil away, pan's clean, cleaning the utensils, dumping the oil, and cleaning that pan. You're done. I mean, super simple, super easy, super fun. I hope to get more people in here. Hope to get more people watching on YouTube. If you don't know, you can follow my YouTube at Canigan as well. I think it's just Canigan. It's not Canigan TV. It's just Canigan. And yeah, man, that's about it. I mean, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this. I'm starving. I really haven't eaten today, honestly. I had like 1 or 2 like little mini donuts this morning when I was streaming Apex, but I mean that's it, man. That's about the gist of it. So I mean, let's see here, hold on. So I don't know if y'all can see me or not, or still hear me, but appreciate y'all watching, man. If you enjoy it, drop a follow if you're here still. Yeah, you guys can see me. So yeah, this is my little kitchen, by the way. But yeah, if you're here, you know, drop a follow later on if you enjoy it offline. Watch my YouTube. I'm gonna put more and more videos on there. So yeah, I mean, hopefully this will be cool. This will be a good way to kind of help grow my stream, help me have a hobby on the side. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed everything. This was actually one of the better ones. This went really well. Everything kind of worked, which is rare for me. Typically, nothing ever fucking works the first time or ever for me. So that's a pog. Can't believe I just said that. But yeah, I feel good about this. So I hope y'all do too.